Hi, my name is Kellie Artis. I am the content coordinator for Millie, and we are a company devoted to bringing military families home.
I would like to talk with you about your story with Millie, how you learned about Millie, and what brought you to this team.
So we're basically a virtual company. Our team is kind of spread out all over the place. I personally am a military spouse, and employment is challenging when you move every 3 years. I think everybody kind of knows it's like a 26% unemployment rate among military qualified, educated military spouses. So I have a very eclectic resume. And I usually have to spin it pretty hard.
What are some examples?
I've worked in retail, I've done nonprofit, I've done marketing, I've done stuff with the arts world. I have most recently been an executive assistant to a Silicon Valley tycoon. So it's just where we are. You know, wherever you live, you do the best you can. So I came across a job posting for Millie and was really attracted by it because the main perk or bonus point was how many times have you PCS'd? And that's a permanent move. And that's typically construed as a negative thing that I try to hide and kind of gloss over with other employers. And with Millie, it was a bonus. Like, you got cred for how many times you PCS'd. And I'm up to 6 now. So
What's the average for, help me understand, what is the average normally for a family?
So it's tricky. Typically, and we're coming off a weird, not gone as much cycle as far as wartime or whatever now. I think in the old days it was every 2 to 3 years. We were at Fort Bragg, North Carolina for the first 9 years of my husband's career, which is kind of unheard of. But then in the last 4 years, we've gone somewhere about every 18 months. And this past one was 1 year. Stability. So,
Wow.
Yeah, it just varies all the way across.
Well, I'm going to talk with some other Millie folks about what their big idea is, but tell me a little about why you believe in Millie, just from your own role, and this is just you speaking as someone who's experienced some of the things, but maybe before we talk about why you really believe in it, could you tell me a little more about what Millie truly does for the families on the ground who need these services?
Yeah, absolutely. So Millie is kind of a one-stop shop. To steal a quote from one of my spouses who's helped me curate content, back in the day when you got moved or PCS with the military, you just lived on post and you lived where the Army told you to live. Your village was kind of all contained on the Army base or the military installation, and you just did everything was there. Now it's a lot different. You don't necessarily always want to live on post, or it might not be the best choice for your family, or it might not be where the best schools are or whatnot. I think nowadays, especially the spouses want options and opportunities, or want to live near Nashville instead of in Clarksville because there's more employment or whatever. So we try to put all of that in one website. We go around, we ask spouses, we curate content, commute times, school data, all kinds of stuff, put it all on one website based on that installation, and then it'll give you a broad view of the area and what neighborhood makes sense for you. And then we also have other resources like a vetted network of realtors and people we call scouts, who are our military spouses on the ground, who are there to help you when you're not there, because we don't always have the luxury of seeing a house before we buy it or rent it. So we trust some of our scouts to do some recon for us.
Wow. And for someone who, is there a story that comes to mind of someone who used a scout to kind of get an idea of before they actually had to go?
Yeah, absolutely. We use our scouts all the time. So you go online, you look at pictures of a house. They're marketing pictures, first of all, and they're glossy and clean and fresh paint and whatever, and spiced up through editing. And the scouts can actually go and they can smell cat urine that isn't evident on the photo. They can, take a FaceTime video of the surrounding neighborhood. What does it look like? How close is that highway? How loud is that highway? Oh my God, there's air traffic. Or, I don't know. I think it's maybe prevented some scenarios where a family's moved in and realized it was a bad move. And the Army doesn't pay you to move you out. You get one shot. And like I said, if you can't drop $600, $1,000 on a plane ticket to check it out for yourself, it's just peace of mind. It's nice to have.
Great. Well, I really appreciate you sharing a little about your story. I know the final thing I asked just a moment ago is just why you believe in it so much. So if you had to kind of sum that up into just a thought, why do you love what you're working on right now?
Knowledge is power, man. Like, we spend all this time doing research. If I can save one spouse 4 days worth of research, I'd love to do that. And it shouldn't be like a guarded secret. Where to live? Where's the hot neighborhood? Where's the this? It should be out there for us. I mean, we have to reevaluate and rediscover all these places all the time. So if we can help ease some of that tension, we're ready to.
Excellent. Well, how can someone learn more about Millie? And, it's live and it's out there, so how can you connect? How can someone follow along?
Yeah, so gomillie.com is our website. We have a Facebook page. We are on Twitter. I think we're on Instagram.
It's been it's a startup mode, but you've had a soft launch, and it's been received really well. So it's exciting that it's all out there now.
Yeah, totally. Check us out. It's awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.